Good evening, Moonscouts. I'm your troop leader, Bunnie, and welcome to Campfire Tales. Come sit close to the fire and listen to what I have in store for you tonight. A Haunting in Westbrook Manor, Part 6, by W.E. Jenkins. Standing in the middle of his dwelling wasn't fun. A place untouched by time, his office walls were lined with guns. A gentle fire was blazing in his marble fireplace. The glow from the flames helped us to see his face. This ghoul was sharply dressed in garments of his time, a crisp, new business suit, both extravagant and fine. I didn't understand why he was different from the others. He had no gaping wounds, and his skin was not discolored. He held a vile expression. There was darkness in his eyes. He seemed so damn demonic in his old top hat and tie. The manner of his presence was uncomforting and weird. The very essence of his soul was an embodiment of fear. I did not back down, and neither did my friend. We would see this through until the story reached its end. We looked around his office, searching for portraits on his wall. There was one behind his desk. His family wasn't in it at all. It was a painting of himself, but his image was distorted. Half of him was human, but not the other portion. The other half was inhuman, both grotesque and vile. I've never seen a painting that was done in this style. The man that stood before us looked all human, not the same. His body wasn't half demon like the image in the frame. Somehow, the painting was accurate as it rested on the wall. Although this ghost looked human, he was not human at all. A part of him was evil on the inside, I could tell. Half of him was human, the other half was hell. The creature in the portrait was what the father was inside. Although he didn't appear that way, his inner demon couldn't hide. The evil man held out his hand pointing to his minibar. His dark mannerisms were too uncomforting by far. Finally, he seemed as though he was about to speak. He opened up his mouth, and his evil words seeped. "Welcome to my home. I see you found your way. We all know why you came here, and there's not much left to say. I know what you're feeling, and it's exactly what you think. But before I continue, would you fellows like a drink?" I turned down his offer, and so did my friend. His oddly calm voice made my hair stand on end. There was something off about him, his ominous eyes. He was pure evil in a dead human disguise. The dark apparition stepped out from behind its desk. His aura amplified the dark with his every single step. He began to speak again, this time with a more malicious tone. Something in his morbid voice seemed to be all wrong. "You came here for answers. You want people to know. I commend you for your bravery. It's courage that helps us grow. You want to know why I did it? You really want the answer? Do you really know why I ended our grandeur? My family was different, much like myself. We were only half human. The other half was something else. I was born half demon, and so was my wife. My children inherited the trait of a demi-demon life. Our purpose was to join others that were born like us. We were meant to build an army to conquer what is just. We fulfilled our purpose, and we hosted our gatherings. It is our species that are the members of your elite. We rule this world with our power, both political and corporate. We govern every nation, and there's nothing that can stop it. This house was built for our kind to often congregate. We were born to kill this world through war, death, and hate. We are a hybrid race bringing darkness to this world. We use manipulation as we watch events unfurl." His words sounded sincere. We knew this was no lie. It still didn't explain why his family had to die. Sensing my confusion, the dead father spoke again. He knew that neither of us could fully comprehend. "I've told you who we were. Now I'll tell you what we did. After this, you'll understand why we stayed off the grid. I became a leader, an elite amongst our kind. I was so drunk with power that it left me truly blind. My greed became my drive, because I wanted more and more. I sought to take control over those who led before. While I gained my power, our leaders kept a watchful eye. They sent a spy to watch me, and that spy was my wife. They didn't think I would find out. They thought I wouldn't know. I eventually did find out, so my wife had to go. They claimed it was betrayal because I slayed one of our own. I killed my children too because I feared they'd take my throne. I abandoned my own purpose, the purpose of my birth. I had become nothing more than a common curse. I am not pure demon, so I could not fight back. My leaders had a power I unfortunately lacked. For the first time in my life, I was feeling mortal fear, so I shot myself. I was standing right here. We had finally learned the truth about the deaths so long ago. We had to find a way to let everybody know. We finally understood why this man is forced to dwell. He had betrayed the demons. He was afraid to go to hell. We thought this ghost had finished, but we were dead wrong. Apparently, his story was a little bit long. He stepped over closer to us, and I started feeling pain. I felt my flesh was cooking in a blackened hellion flame. I started to feel nauseous, and my friend fell to his knees. I had always been a skeptic, but this taught me to believe. The fiend began to speak as my stomach began to churn. I felt like death was creeping. A hardcore lesson learned. He looked over at my friend, and then he turned back to me. He took notice of my pain before he continued to speak. I assume you want to leave now that you have your answers. Unfortunately for you, there's no escaping Westbrook Manor. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Moonscouts. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's video. If you did, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe to Camp Brightmoon. And don't forget to hit the little bell button so you don't miss any new videos. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All of those links will be in the description below. And we have a Camp Brightmoon Patreon page. So thank you so much again, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!